Hi everyone, my name is Macy Tipton, and this will be for the course Education 632 Literacy and Language Instruction, and this is for the fall semester of 2021. My topic will be on reading, which is one of the 6 language arts that we have covered in this semester within our class. Our textbook talks about how children vary how they read and how they connect with books. Some children might connect with a certain genre over a different genre, and other students might be the exact opposite. Reading overall is a strategic process where children must use different strategies to comprehend the text. All in all, comprehension is the main focus within our reading. We want our children to understand what they are reading so that they can get the true essence of what they are doing and learning in the classroom. Reading also comes in many forms. Students may be reading by themselves, they might be read to, they might share their readings, and they might participate in guided reading. So that's just a little overview of the topic of reading, but some learning outcomes of reading can be better comprehension, describing what has happened in the book, for example, the plot, the sequence of events, etc., and lastly, to draw on inferences from what they have read. Reading is a gateway to more subjects as children continue on in school, so reading and reading comprehension is a huge deal in the beginning years of education. So many subjects use reading to supplement the teacher's instruction in the class, so students need reading skills in their day-to-day lives in school. Some research I have done over the topic of reading is the 2 texts that I have used for the journal critique. The first text is called Prologue, Reading Comprehension is Not a Single Ability by Hugh W. Katz and Alan G. Comby. The first article really dove into the idea that reading comprehension is so much more than just sitting and understanding what you are reading. This article emphasizes that student comprehension is impacted by what the children is reading, how hard the reading they are given is, and how interested they are in the topic that the reading is about. I can totally relate to this because back in high school, I remember reading books that I had zero interest in, and these books always left me feeling lost and confused. This article also talks about how the world around the reader is important as well. Factors like how supportive the people around the reader are, and how the people around the reader think about reading are huge factors when it comes to someone's drive to read and comprehend. Imagine your family not being as interested about reading as you are. A quote from the article that stuck with me is this: "With certain texts and tasks, poor readers can perform better than good readers." I always say that teaching is so much more than just teaching. It's understanding your students and their ways of learning and adjusting your teaching to fit their needs. It just takes a little working with and understanding the child to get them where they need to be. Reading comprehension is not a one-stop shop for everyone, but with the right tools and support, readers can just get it. Another article that I dove into was called Explicit Reading Strategy Instruction or Daily Use of Strategies, Studying the Teaching and Reading Comprehension Through Naturalistic Classroom Observation in English L2 by Lizbeth M. Brevik. This article goes more into reading comprehension and how it needs to be stressed in the daily lives of students and over many different lessons and modules throughout the year. In another sense, reading comprehension needs to be brought up over different topics and lessons. One quote from this article is, "Explicitly learning about reading comprehension strategies will not easily propel the student forward, but using it as part of their daily reading practices to expand learning capacity might promote and repair reading comprehension." So overall, this article went more into depth of the idea of bringing reading comprehension strategies into daily life and daily instruction to get the students where they need to be. One last thing I want to bring up is the differentiation in reading. One way to differentiate reading is by providing a different source for someone who struggles with reading on their own. If the student struggles reading the print copy alone, we can provide a device to read the story to them and they can follow along. This helps with students who are better with listening than with the reading. Another way to differentiate reading instruction in the classroom is by scaffolding. This means that the teacher is there as they read in order to support their reading process. They can offer tips or demonstrate to the student how to read the text and just guide them through this process. As well, they can begin to back off and see the student grow. This method involves just being there for the student to help them, allowing the child to know that you are right there and to help them in this area that they struggle in. My first differentiation was more of a technology-based differentiation, while the other is just about you being there and being a support for your student. Reading is such a huge deal, and by providing the right tools in the right environment, we can make reading such a more pleasurable experience for our students. Thanks for listening, and I hope that my research helps you think differently about reading and reading instruction. Goodbye!